What's going on, guys? It's Greg from Styles, and welcome to another review. This is our second week in a row. We'll have another one for you next week, and then I think the following week as well. A lot of heads coming out right now. We'll make sure we cover them all for you this fall as you think about what stick you want to get heading into the spring. Obviously, it's going to be an ECD stick, but if not, we'll cover the other options as well. So today we have the all-new STX Hyper Power. This is maybe the 6th or 7th head in their power line, but the second in this format. So this directly follows the STX Ultra Power. Price is going to be $100 even, $99.99 for the unstrung version. That seems to be the trend we're seeing, is that unstrung price has jumped up for a lot of brands by $10. So where it used to be $89.99, it's now $99.99. That makes sense. $100 for the head. It comes in white and black. I've got both versions here. Everybody likes to know the weight. So the weight on this is 4.9 ounces. I've always said I think that's a great weight. You get a good combination of stiffness and weight there. You know, it's still lightweight enough, but nice and stiff with their Endurform plastic. The Ultra Power was 5 ounces. So you lose 1/10 of 1 ounce. Probably not going to feel the difference, but it's always nice to lose a little bit of weight if you can. So the original Ultra Power released in 2018 with their new speed ramp technology. They talked all about how it was for shooting really fast. For this one, they're not talking about that so much as they are about shooting really accurately. So they're saying it's for the elite offensive threat. Went on the website to learn a little bit more. Basically got hypnotized. Pat, can you run the homepage for the Hyper Power? Hurt my eyes to look at, so STX looking at changing that. Kind of was tough to look at. So they're saying this is for the elite offensive shooter. They have a new updated, let's see the terminology they use here. Yeah, new updated power ramp technology. So the Ultra Power was pretty intense on this return. It has the a light offset, and then the scoop will come back up as you get closer to the top. This has all the same look. And you can still see it does return, but not quite as much. I think in that review I talked about how it had a little bit too much whip, in my opinion, and so I think they made it a little bit more subtle here. Another big change is a tighter face shape. So now, where maybe the old one was a little bit wide for some offensive players, they've taken this more into a surgeon style face shape, so nice and high on the pinch and flare, and then comes out from the top. So that combination between a lighter power ramp angle and also a tighter pinch and flare is going to make it really great for shooting attackmen, offensive players who like to shoot a lot. You've got a new bolt stop in here, Hyper Power with the lightning bolt designed in Baltimore, and nice and silver. I saw they also put that on a hat, which was kind of cool. As far as the look goes, it's very similar. They've got the channel lock still, that hole in the middle, speed scoop, which is great, very similar to the Ultra Power. I think the combination of the power ramp and the speed scoop make it really great for ground balls because you get a really nice scooping angle, so you can see if I lay it flat on a table what that power ramp is really doing, and that lays entirely flat on the table, where a lot of heads you'd see some gap there and the head would be set off, so that shows you how much it does return. As far as string goes, I got the black one. I tried to string it up with the same pocket they're recommending, so they did a cool thing here. Pat, if you can zoom in on that where they have a pattern on the inside of the tag, and then they also put little texture marks, might be tough to see on camera, but on the holes that they used for that pattern. So I tried to follow this pattern as close as I could for this pocket, and it turned out pretty good. I think that there was one part where I didn't quite understand how I read the pattern. They wanted me to pull this SI all the way down to here, which would have made this channel like way too tight. So I moved it up to a 1 SI, and I watched the video tutorial they put out on YouTube, and that pattern was not this pattern. But the one that I adapted a little bit from what they put out is really nice. They say it's designed for a mid pocket. This is a great mid pocket, pretty tight channel. You don't want to go too high in this stick because that power ramp's going to give you a little more whip than you might be used to start with. So I think this is a good place to start. As far as the sidewall holes go, there's only 15. Most heads you're seeing these days have 20, stringing all the way up to 30 in a couple. The top ones are nice and big, and you can certainly still string a great pocket. It's a small gripe, but I don't really see the downside or why they would want to go with fewer stringing holes, because I think more is better, and it's been proven it hasn't led to a decrease in durability. If anything, it leads to a decrease in weight. The only thing I can think of is they were trying to make this diagram and like the stringing of it super simple. So by adding a ton of string holes, maybe this would have gotten a little more complicated, and they were just trying to keep it nice and simple. Also for the string, they added the interlock teeth here. I think, I can't remember the technical name, but there's these teeth on the inside that I guess if you string it to the inside with the sidewall over the top, it will kind of give it a place to sit and maybe protect the strings from getting rubbed when you're catching the ball. So not that many people string to the inside, and if they do, a lot of the time it's not over the top. But even without that, it's kind of a cool looking design feature. So whether you use it to string or not, I think it looks cool. So not a big deal. So I think the bottom line on this head is it's a really great addition to the power line. They're sticking to the speed ramp. And if you really like the Ultra Power, I think you're gonna like this even more because it took everything that was great and new with the Ultra Power and just dialed it in a little bit. I think they took the community's feedback really well. Took the power ramp down, took the face shape in a little bit, lost a little bit of weight. It's still nice and stiff. So if that is the feel you like with that power ramp, with that return, I think it could also be a really good LSM stick. It has good stiffness. So if you're a short stick D midi or an LSM that enjoys a tighter face shape, I think because this is good for ground balls, this could be an option to look at as well. Overall, good addition. Everyone thinks immediately of STX heads of the Stallion, Surgeon, and Hammer. And I think the power line doesn't get as much love as it used to back in my day when we had the Proton Power and the Super Power. But this is a good spot for it, kind of right between the Surgeon and the Stallion, plus that power ramp tech. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you've got questions, leave them down there, or hit us up on Instagram at ECD Lax. We'd be happy to answer them. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you have not, and have a great day.